Alright, what's up guys? In today's video, we will be discussing 6 steps to make getting shredded easily. Now, I've been bodybuilding for about 8 years. I've done numerous bulk and cut cycles, and these are some observations I've made from about my experiences over the years. So here we go. Step 1, you want to find your maintenance calories. And your maintenance calories are the calories you have to eat to maintain your current body weight. Okay, so you want to find your maintenance calories, and you do that by going to Google and by searching T as in Tango DEE calculator. That's TDEE calculator. Once you search that on Google, click on the link, you enter in the information, and after you enter in the information, it will give you information. It will tell you what your maintenance calories are after you enter the information. Okay, so let's say your maintenance calories are 3,000 calories per day. Okay, if you eat above that, you will gain weight. If you eat below 3,000 calories a day, you will lose weight. So in order to lose weight, you have to eat below what your maintenance calories are. Okay, so you want to eat below your maintenance calories by a certain deficit every single day. Okay, so I recommend doing a deficit anywhere from 500 calories to 1,000 calories per day. All right, so there's 3,500 calories in the pound. So if you eat at a deficit of 500 calories a day, you'll lose a pound of fat a week. If you eat at a deficit of 1,000 calories per day, you'll eat about 2 pounds a week. Okay, I wouldn't suggest eating in a deficit larger than 1,000 calories per day unless your body fat percentage is greater than 22%. I made a video explaining why, so I won't go into detail about that here, but I'll leave a link in the bio below so you guys can learn. But yeah, so you have to eat below maintenance by a certain deficit daily. Okay, yeah, make sure to be consistent. All right, step 2: eat the same exact meals at the same exact time every single day. Okay, so when you're doing something like cutting and you're trying to get shredded, super lean, you want to be super regimented. Okay, you want to be super regimented. You want to do the same thing. You want to eat the same thing every single day at the same time every single day. And you do this so you can have routine and structure, and so your body can know that I'm only eating this and I'm only eating this at this specific time. Okay, if you eat the same exact meals at the same exact time every day, it'll help control hunger and control cravings. Okay, so eat the same exact meals at the same exact time every single day. You know, when I'm cutting, I eat my first meal at 12, 4, and then about 7. Okay, so that's 3 meals on a cut. You don't have to eat at those specific times, but just find your routine and get that dialed in. But eating the same exact meals at the same exact time every single day helps greatly. I've been doing this for years. All right, step 3, you want to eat satiating foods, okay? And by satiating foods, I mean foods that just help you stay full when you eat, okay? And these foods are primarily high protein foods, all right? So when you're on a cut, when you're trying to get really lean, when you're trying to get shredded, you want to eat high protein foods. This is going to help you maintain or even maintain muscle and build strength, okay? Or maintain strength. All right, so you want to eat high protein foods. This includes, chicken breast, chicken cutlets, chicken thighs, fish. You can eat tuna, tilapia, flounder, cod, salmon. You can eat egg whites. You can eat eggs, ground beef, ground turkey. I recommend eating a ratio of 93:7 or above. In my experience, when it comes to ground beef, ground turkey, 93:7 has the most affordable price to lean protein ratio. Um, you can eat beef liver. You can eat Greek yogurt. Those are some high protein foods. They're very satiating. Okay, so most of your meals are going to be high protein foods. Okay, lower carbs, very high protein. High protein is going to be satiating, and it's going to help you maintain strength and muscle. All right. You also want to eat vegetables. Eating vegetables, they have tons of micronutrients which help fill you up. So I'd recommend eating a cup of vegetables with your protein. What I do is, I buy a bunch of assorted vegetables. I recommend buying something like carrots, corn, peas, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, green beans, asparagus, cauliflower. I buy those. I put them all in a big pot, boil up the pot, and then after that, I put them all in one like big, large Tupperware container. I just use a cup and I add a cup or two on my high protein meals. Okay, and it's super satiating. Okay, controls hunger. Step 4, you want to intermittent fast. Intermittent fast is when you only eat within this allotted window of time. Okay, so for example, um, I recommend something like 16-8 for beginners. It's where you do 16 hours fast, 8-hour eating. Okay, so basically you fast for a window and you eat for a window only. The purpose of this is to teach your body that you're only going to eat at a specific time. You're going to stop eating at a specific time, and this allows your body to learn. Okay, I'm going to get hungry at this time, and I'm going to stop getting hungry at this time. Okay, so it basically helps you control your hunger and control your cravings. Okay, so what I do is, for example, I normally wake up anywhere from 4 to 5 a.m. every single morning, and I don't have my first meal until 12 p.m. and I only eat from 12 p.m. until 8 p.m. Okay, now I don't start getting hungry now until about 12 p.m. and I stop getting hungry at my last meal by about 7 p.m. But at 8 p.m. my body knows I'm not getting any more food, and at 12 p.m. my body knows that I can start to eat food. So at 9 a.m. I'm not hungry because my body knows, okay, I'm not getting food until 12 to 8 p.m. There's also lots of other benefit to this. Like for example, if you fast, if you do cardio prior to eating food, you burn more calories because you burn more calories in the fasted state. So there's lots of benefits to it. I will say when you're doing intermittent fasting, you can consume black coffee. No sugar or anything, but you can consume black coffee. Okay, number 5, no cheat meals. So a lot of people like to incorporate cheat meals into their um, diet, like once a week, once every 2 weeks. But I recommend not doing that because let's just do some math here. Let's say you're on a 10-week diet. Okay, let's say you're on a 10-week diet and you're doing a 1,000 calorie deficit daily. Well, over the course of 10 weeks, okay, that's 10,000 calories, and that's 3 pounds of fat. If you're trying to lose, 2 pounds a week, that's if you by having a cheat meal every Sunday for 10 weeks, you could have lost 3 pounds of fat, assuming you had a deficit of 1,000 calories per day. So that's literally that's 2.5 weeks. Yeah, that's about three. That's about a week and a half of week. That's a week and a half of work that you just threw down the drain. Okay, so it makes your cut that much faster. So I recommend no cheat meals. Okay, because you will eventually get to a point. I promise you. If you stick to the cut, you will eventually get to the point to where like, eating the same meal every single day, eating your vegetables and high protein meals gets normal. Okay, like you'll get excited to just be able to eat, your high satiating, high protein meals. Okay, so I do not recommend cheat meals. You will get to a point to where you won't crave it. Okay, so just because you crave cheat meals in the beginning does not mean you will crave cheat meals later on. Okay, now there's also things people do called refeed days where they get more carbs in to build more strength. Now that's totally different. A refeed is totally different than a cheat meal. And you incorporate refeeds and intentionally and specifically, so they're not random. But avoid cheat meals because I promise you, if you're on a cut for a couple weeks, your body and your cravings will go. Your body will be used to eating clean, healthy food, and you won't physically desire it anymore. And lastly, take everything one day at a time. Okay, so here's a hopefully beneficial insight that I can share with you guys. Lots of observations I've made when dieting is, some days you're starving, some days you're craving a lot of food, and then other days you're just not hungry at all, even though you're on a diet. Okay, so what does this mean? What's the point of me telling you guys this? Just because you're hungry one day doesn't mean you're going to be hungry the next day. So take everything one day at a time. Okay, if you just take everything day by day by day by day. Just because you're starving on day 3 of 100 does not mean you'll be starving on day 10 or 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, if you take things one day at a time, everything will take care of itself. And I promise you, do not worry about the future. Just because you think it's hard, don't worry about the future. The future will take care of itself. Okay, just because you're hungry on one day, there might be a week or two where you just have normal cravings and you're not hungry at all. Hell, there might be days where you eat below your or let eat below um your allotted calories in a cut. Okay, I assure you, if you take everything one day at a time, you will not you will succeed. Okay, people start having problems when they start getting hungry and craving ice cream on day 6. They start thinking to themselves they won't be able to do it because they're on day 6 of 100 or whatever however many days, and they just don't think they'll be able to sustain it. But I promise you, if you take everything one day at a time, okay, there will be mornings where you're not hungry. There will be times when you want to skip a meal because you're not hungry, and you want to look forward to those days. And as long as you know there will be times when you're not hungry, the diet will be so much easier. So these were 6 steps to make getting shredded more easily. I hope this is beneficial. I highly encourage you guys to stay away from stuff like Retta and Ozempic. Frankly, I had no idea what either of these two drugs were prior to like social media popularizing them. Don't take that garbage. Stay away from drugs. Don't take drugs. Don't take performance enhancers. Stay away from Retta and Ozempic. Do it the natural way, okay? because you want to stay lean. You want to make this a lifestyle, okay? You want to stay lean year round. That's the idea, to stay lean year round. And like, what happens when your pills that reduce your appetite go away? What happens when you no longer have access to them? Well, you never learned how to properly go on a diet. So you're gonna get fat again once the pills go away, once the pills are no longer in your vicinity. Okay, so do it the normal way. Stay away from drugs. Okay, you want to be able to do this. You're gonna want to bulk again. You're gonna have to cut again. Okay, so just follow these steps. Stay away from drugs. And if you guys are interested, I offer one-on-one coaching: how to bodybuild, how to become a hybrid, how to build muscle and run far concurrently, how to be a hybrid athlete, all that good stuff. Links in the bio if you're interested in coaching. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.